if you can hear that. But what is that noise? It's been doing it for about 10-15 minutes now. It's like this kind of drawing metal noise outside my window. And the worst thing is the power's gone off as well. Flashlight. Okay.
This is a film about travelling light. That's why I've called it 10 kilos. Yes, it's about Fujifilm kit, but don't go getting feisty if you prefer another flavour of box. It's also a travel vlog, and I've shoehorned a set-up conflict resolution narrative, very loosely I might add. I'm in the Gambia to record a documentary interview that, as yet, the main focus individuals who I can't name in this film haven't strictly agreed to. But that's the way Africa works, I'm told. If I'm not here, they won't talk. If I am here, they still may not talk. There's an etiquette, you see, and it involves me travelling best part of 3,000 miles to take that risk. I'm also here to coach radio journalists who've just emerged from 22 years of dictatorial rule under Jammeh, who had a thing about anyone carrying a camera and asking questions. So there's a will he won't he subplot, but it's as much a film about travelling light and slightly under the radar. In truth, I think you and I are going to work this one out as we go through it together. So having established what I can't talk about, what can you tell us, Jamesy?
I can tell you that I'm using the Fujifilm X-T3. I needed a small kit to travel with. So I brought a 10 to 24. I brought the 23, the 35, the 56 and the 50 to 140 in terms of lenses, some subtle lighting, the two camera bodies, some sound packs, and that is it. It had to fit into a very small case that I took on board the airliner. So yeah, day one, that's all I can tell you at the moment. Maybe more tomorrow.
It's like this kind of drawing metal noise outside my window. And the worst thing is the power's gone off as well. Flashlight. Okay. Don't know if I actually want to look out the window. Hold on.
So last night there was a lot of noise going outside, and I blamed you, Michelle. I thought you were cleaning pots and pans.
Yeah?
But it wasn't, it was this thing. Where is he? Can I see him?
Inside. You see that? Inside.
He's in there. It's like a huge rat. Yes.
When you open the door.
They do, don't they? He'd be out of that, wouldn't he? There he is.
See?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay.
Alright, close him up again. So is he going to a nice Diramo zoo or something? What's happening to him?
Diramo and chips.
I call this boy for coming for take it, or organize, eat it.
Someone's going to eat it?
Yeah.
To sell it and make some money.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It's
sometimes.
a delicacy.
Forgive my squeamish westernised issue with eating large rats and chips, but I'll pass on that offer just this morning, and I'll keep both windows closed tonight. Not that I was expecting it, there's no chance of nailing the interview today, but to be fair, we're only on day 2 and there's a little exploring to do.
What's the border here for day?
Banjul. The border is EID Saro.
So we have to show some ID. I don't have any ID. Do I need ID?
Yeah, just I'm going to now the board you can see and
Alright, okay.
all in tourists.
Got to turn the camera off.
There's only 2 places in the world where an official prefix of "the" is used prior to the country's title. The Bahamas and the Gambia, and there endeth your geography lesson.
No, I'm not taking it.
Not taking it, we have it.
Yeah. The button's missing, otherwise I'd have gone for it, yeah.
This is Banjul, where the previous president built an archway dedicated to himself. Dictatorial types tend to do that sort of thing. It's not exactly a tourist attraction, but 4-Day seemed keen to take me up the East Stairway, if you'll forgive. And frankly, I started to gain an idea of why he'd been so unpopular during his later years. Jammeh, that is, not 4-Day. He seems a very nice chap, to be
There's a
honest.
sort of pseudo stadium there, and the the previous incumbent, the previous government, a man called Jammeh, would stand atop this arch and spout forthwith to all his loyal followers.
You know, national anthem. How does that go? Sing me the national anthem.
For the Gambia.
For Gambia, yeah.
Yes,
How does it
I
go?
started for the Gambia.
Sing it for me.
I'm not singing.
Sing, come on.
For the Gambia.
No, you can't answer the phone.
This seems an excellent time to talk about the XT3, which certainly for this trip became that all-rounder body for video and stills. I like to make small docu-diaries when I travel, peppered with some audio thoughts, and having a camera that I can enjoy using for stills and video, well, that's a win-win. The 23 and 56, in full frame terms 35 and 85, are my absolute go-tos when coupling with the XT3 for photographing as low-key as you can when you're a follically challenged toubab in the Gambia. And if you're wondering what one of those is, it's the Central and West African term for a traveller, the Gambian equivalent to somebody in a small village back in the UK who might say, "You're not from round here, are you?" as you order a pint of Stella in a pub that only serves warm ale. I wanted to go see the real markets, not the ones that tourists have funneled through, so I read up a little. The tourist guides will say go to the produce markets for the amazing experience, and then just send you to the famous ones from a colonial past. Though really, you want to go to the types where your olfactory sensory neurons are left in no doubt they've just experienced authenticity.
Day 4. Second day of radio training.
But still no word on that interview. I'm starting to think now that the tripod I diligently brought out for the interview recordings may end up only being used back at base for airing 2 pairs of shorts, 1 long sleeve and a brace of t-shirts I brought out with me. As much as I think you'd be interested to receive a day of radio training, I figured you'd like to come on one last adventure instead with me old mucker 4 day. This time he wants me to travel on a ferry that links Banjul, the capital, with Barra, a journey that takes about half an hour, and a ferry that nearly everybody I spoke to warned me against taking. Something to do with the words record, bad and safety, not necessarily in that order. But I want to spend time with the locals, and I actually want to take this ferry, and I actually want to get to the other side. And as all eyes seemed to fall on me, it became blatantly obvious that I was the only toubab travelling on that crossing. And to make it more exciting, much to the amusement of my fellow travellers, I got stung on the back of my head by an African wasp, about the size of a microlight aircraft. Told you it was a loose conflict resolution story. Later that day I got back to be told the interview was on. All we had to do was drive over to a rendezvous point with the interview questions, they'd read them, most probably say yes, and I could dine out on peanut-flavoured Domodar for the rest of the week until flying back home with the footage. But then somebody, let's just politely say, borrowed our cars. Both of them. Gone, no sign.
We did have 2 cars, we lost 2 cars, don't ask me how. We got an idea. Rocky, come here. Pause up. Could you take the letter across town and the questions? Could you do that? Say yes. Yes, I can do that. What about that idea?
I guess I'll complete this story with an actual film at some stage. Well, I hope so anyway, because I'm itching to show you what happened next. This wasn't supposed to be a camera review, of course, but if you want the breakdown of what I took to make this 10 kilos title, here goes.
Start with the lighting. I've got a Lumimuse, which I'm going to use as a hair light. I'm also using a Yongyu light stick. Cameras wise, XT3, 2 XT3 bodies. I'm going to use those for filming. and for the stills. In terms of sounds, the Zoom H6 recorder coupled with the NTG3 shotgun mic. Superb sound from that, nice warmth, good depth, that's what I'm looking for. Stack of leads, stack of cards, an H1 recorder for some sound as well, just for some Atmos sound, and some Zoom F1 lapel recorder units. Lens-wise, 10-24. I know that says 85, but that's just a label in old money terms. It's actually the 56, that's the 23, and the 50-140, which is going to be my main interview lens. I take away with me some APS-C sensor cleaning kits, and there's a GoPro Black 7 in there as well. That's about it. There's a strap in there. There's some more batteries in here, but that's the kit. That's what I'm going to take on board the cabin.